And just to let our Kool listeners know, like we've been doing for a couple of weeks now, we're focusing on your health and wellness. Joining us this week is Dr. Anna K. Taylor-Christmas. She's a consultant gynecological oncologist. Welcome to KOOL97FM. Dr. Taylor-Christmas, how are you?
I'm good. Thank you so much for having me on your program this morning.
Our pleasure. If I got the HPV vaccine in my teens, do I still need regular screening?
The vaccine is usually given in childhood, ideally from the ages of 9 to 15. Unfortunately, the protection is not 100%, so we can't say you don't have to screen anymore after you've been vaccinated. You still have to do your screening. However, it does offer very, very good protection against high-risk HPVs and significantly decreases the risk of an infection that can lead to cancer later on.
Can irregular periods be a sign of something serious like cancer? And if it is a yes, what should my next step be?
So irregular bleeding should always be checked out. It's not necessarily a sign of cancer, but it is a sign that you need to be investigated and examined to make sure it's not something serious. So the next step would be to go and see your gynecologist, so that it can be examined and tests can be ordered.
What lifestyle habits increase my risk of cervical cancer?
Cervical cancer, most of them is caused by HPV infection. And things that increase the risk of the infection moving faster or becoming serious include being immunocompromised, so having a poor immune system like from HIV or poorly controlled illnesses that affect the immune system, being on medication that can suppress the immune system, smoking, and the most important thing, however, is not doing your screenings in terms of risk for cancer. All right, HPV infection is quite common. It's not everybody that gets an infection will continue on to have cancer. So the key is to do your screenings with your pap smears and HPV tests so that we can pick up those infections early.
How long does it usually take for HPV to turn into cervical cancer?
HPV turning into cervical cancer is a long process as long as your immune system is functioning well. It takes maybe 15 years or a little bit more, right? And that is why getting vaccinated is important and screening is really important. Doing your pap smears and doing the HPV test, because we actually have quite a long time that we can pick up that infection before it becomes cancer. For people whose immune system is poor or weak, that time window is shortened. So it's a lot less time, so they really need to do their screenings and follow up the results, aggressively so that we can see any problems early. What we're trying to do as a country is get rid of cervical cancer. And there are 3 key steps to doing that. We want everybody who can get vaccinated to get vaccinated, and we want to especially focus on our children, the boys and the girls, before they turn 15. All right, that is going to decrease the burden of HPV in population. The next step is that everybody who is to be screened should be screened 21 to 65. And you can screen with a pap smear, or if you're over 30, you can test for HPV itself, and it's very accurate. Once you're doing your screening, we'll pick up the problems and be able to treat them early. And then the next step is after you've done your screen, follow up the results. And if they're abnormal, we can treat them and get rid of the problem before it progresses to cancer.
We say thanks to the Jamaica Cancer Society for partnering us on this program. We'll have more inside of Ask the Gynaecologist. Who knows, Dr. Taylor-Christmas might be our guest as we observe Cervical Cancer Awareness Month. Have a great day.
You too.
Take care. Bye-bye.